to begin with, because that is really what's key now.
Well, I would say, as someone who participated in the process,
Yes.
that he has a right to express his dissatisfaction in the process.
Yes.
If, according to him, the process was not above board and he has evidence, he should be respected to make whatever claims that he has. But then I would also add that it's important for him to provide
Yes.
substantive evidence to the claims that he's making. According to us and the information we had and the opportunity afforded by the commission to verify what they were doing, we were satisfied that we had a free election. The election was fair. Now, on the issue of credibility, which is where everyone
Yes.
is dwelling on mostly right now, we did the kind of tests that would give us the comfort to say we can move on. The election, Kenyans chose another leader and not us.
Yeah.
So I would say his remarks need to be backed by substantive evidence.
Okay.
They're huge, and yes, he needs to come forth with whatever evidence he has. He shouldn't say he will protect his sources. This is the time when we have to tell Kenyans everything.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I would challenge that he tells Kenyans how he got whatever information he has, because we have rumors out there that NASA hacked into the IEBC system to see how Jubilee hacked to steal it. So they need to tell us how they got the information.
Okay. All right. Demas, I don't know what you have to say about that.
Well, everything has to be taken within a certain context. Kenya has gone through turbulent elections before.
Yes.
2007 was a very disastrous time.
Yeah.
And you see, then we have to judge our words very carefully when we are dealing with matters election. Be that as it may, as I agree with you that Raila has that right to litigate any issue that he thinks is a problem with the election. But he must guard his words because he has supporters. If the numbers we are seeing are to be believed, over 6 million Kenyans, that is substantive.
Huge,
that is huge. So in terms of processes and the rule of law, IEBC was set up by a joint group between the opposition, the government, and civil society. So the Chebukati-led team is a product of all of us, and we should be able to trust what it's telling us.
Yes.
And so far, they have sat down with NASA. NASA has given them their concerns, and they have said that they have confidence in the system.
Okay.
And then perhaps we can go to court then.
Okay.
Yes,
So even as a lawyer, how do you feel that, okay, does it hold any weight?
Well,
because he hasn't officially given a document to the court saying, okay, this is my official complaint.
And that is actually the problem, because I am trained to look at evidence.
Yes.
And I have not seen any evidence. And I know for a fact that any responsible political party should have agents everywhere.
Right.
So there should be a correlation between their claims and we haven't seen any agent explicitly saying that the numbers were like this.
Yes.
And this is what was transmitted. Yes.
Okay. All right. So before we get into the hacking claims, we heard Kalonzo Musyoka speak about NASA calling people to action if need be. For you, what's the underlying message? What does that say to you?
What I would say is that was not the right call at that moment. They have made allegations that the IEBC servers were hacked. That has not been confirmed yet. They have not lodged their dispute with the courts because it says if you're dissatisfied with the process, you gather your evidence and go to court. And then if the courts are not able to rule on the matter, then at that point, I guess in Kenya, and my lawyer here will tell me, it's the Supreme Court. You cannot go back to the people because the court has pronounced itself on the matter. So you obey. If you are a law-abiding citizen, you will obey what the courts will rule. So that was an unfortunate situation because they have not gone through all the channels that are available.
Yes.
Now, they urged people to be calm. Kenyans have been calm.
Yes. And are they're doing the opposite?
Yes.
Okay.
So there was no need to ask people to be calm. They should just have asked for Kenyans to be patient and wait for the whole process to run through. So that was unnecessary and uncalled for.
Okay. Demas, do you feel that that statement is causing anxiety and fear?
Well, everything right now is causing anxiety. I've been through town and there's nothing going on. Basically,
People are keeping away. Yes.
commerce has stopped.
Yeah.
But mass action is actually a right that every Kenyan has.
Okay.
Right? But it comes with responsibilities. First of all, you have to be peaceful. You have to be. It should not be an issue, a situation where looting is taking place. So, as much as protests is inconvenient, it's a right that every Kenyan holds.
Yes.
Be that as it may, he's jumping the gun.
Yes.
The IEBC is willing to talk to them. They have the courts to go through. Yeah, so I think if we suspend systems and institutions, then what are we left with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there could be a possibility, for example, if they say we're calling people to action and they demonstrate peacefully,
Yes.
will that fly though?
Yeah, it will fly because they're exercising their right to share their grievances.
But the Kenyans are not going to take any chances with that by saying, okay, fine, we trust that this is going to be a peaceful demonstration.
And in any case, protests can be infiltrated by other people. Understand? So
yes.
This is a very slippery slope that we are trying to go to. I would suggest that the team of lawyers is sitting down right now, gathering evidence, be ready to take it to the Supreme Court, which will decide in a number of days, 14 days. But the election process is still ongoing. Yes. So IBC still has room to tell us more.
Okay, and for you, I know you want to add on to that, but was it just too soon? Shouldn't they have waited until the official results are out to start?
It was too soon.
Yeah.
They have agents at the Demas of Kenya who are working with other agents and the commission in trying to verify the results that have so far been transmitted and that are still coming through. Now, the agents are yet to report anything adversely.
Yes.
So far, things are tallying. Things are adding up. Now, I would say they should have trusted in their agents to complete the process.
Right.
And then come back to the public and tell them, we have this evidence that, as we had noted, the system was hacked because the Form 34As that we've gone through indicate discrepancies. So I would just urge that they do not go on with this rhetoric. It's not good for Kenya. And we have institutions. Let's give these institutions an opportunity to do their job.
Okay, let's talk about the delays in submissions of these forms 34A, 34B. There are quite a number of Kenyans who didn't even know what the purpose of these forms are. Why are they so important? Maybe Demas, you can explain what they are. And
these forms are a means of verification. Basically, after an election exercise is done within a station, it is assumed that all parties have their party agents within that room, all parties and all candidates. And then basically the presiding officer goes goes through the process of counting, right?
okay.
And after the counting is done, every agent who's present there has to put their signature on these forms to verify that what has been announced is the right result. And then this is also keyed into the now Kian system real time, so that whatever is in that form is transmitted for automatic tallying at the National Tallying Center. It's not a place; it's a system. So yeah. So if someone is claiming that the system has been hacked, these forms should be able to confirm or rebut that it has been hacked. Yeah.
I can actually describe that as someone who has been through the system. Now, how we were able to arrive at our decision to concede yesterday was based on the fact that on the night of 8th, okay, we deployed a few agents. We did not have the resources to deploy agents everywhere in all the polling stations. But then we had a number of them, and they gave us whatever information they got from the polling stations. So at the polling station, you have the IEBC officials. After they count the votes, which they do together with the agents, candidates agents and party agents, and the observers are in there watching everything that's happening. They agree that these are the valid votes, and they went to the following candidates. These ones are disputed, these are spoiled. And then they sign the Form 34A, all the agents present, and they say this is the true account of what transpired at these polling stations. Now, the gadgets that were used at the polling station, after they've keyed in the information, scan the form, and then that report is submitted to the National Tallying Center, and as well as the constituency and county centers. Now, of course, we have the document that was scanned. It comes in the form of a PDF. It's an image kind of a document, but the rest is text. So the text is uploaded automatically into the database at the National Tallying Center. There is no human intervention in the process. So what is happening right now is they are trying to go through each of the forms and verify that whatever came through is the same as what was noted by the agents. Now, for us, when we showed up at Bomas, we had the figures, so we didn't even need to check the form itself. We picked randomly, give us this station, and then we would check with what our agents had already provided. But now, look at NASA, for instance. They had agents in all the 40,883. So they need time to verify that everything is correct.
So this obviously means the results are going to be delayed.
Even before this dispute had arisen, IBC was very categorical that they have 10 days to announce results. We are on day 2. Right? Yeah. So this is this is quite premature.
Okay. Because of the fact that quite a number of Kenyans, even those who are speaking to us on our platform Y254, weren't very sure about these forms 34A and 34B. What does that tell you about IBC's ear on the ground and how effective they were in terms of civic education?
Well, I think the issue of Form 34 is not really an issue that the people of Kenya per se should have known so much. They should have known how to vote and who they are voting for. And it would be upon the political parties and now the commission to be able, to now rely on the verification system.
I like what a guest said here just the other day. He said political parties and, of course, IBC did not do enough on the ground to teach people. It was more about campaign, nipigie kura, nipigie kura, nipigie kura, but it wasn't about educating people. And you having been on the ground.
That's true. And you see the blame lies squarely on the political parties. First and foremost, I will castigate the IEBC. They failed in ensuring that civic education was conducted properly. That I can say for sure.
Right.
Now, it's not just their role.
Okay.
Political parties have a duty to educate the public as well.
Oh, okay.
And instead of doing that, every opportunity they have obtained,
Yes.
they used it to campaign.
Exactly.
So going forward, that's
Yeah.
something that we should look into, because people don't understand how Form 34A transitions into Form 34B,
Yes.
and how Form 34B transitions into Form 34C.
Can you actually give us that transition from A to B to C very briefly, and then
Form 34A is filled at the polling station.
okay.
That's the party agents, candidates agents,
Yeah.
together with the IBC officials. Now, that form, together with all the material at the polling station, is taken to the constituency level by the presiding officer, who hands over to the returning officer at the constituency level.
Right.
Now, the returning officer at the constituency level is the one responsible for the Form 34B. He takes all the information from Form 34A
Yes.
and captures it in Form 34B. Now, that will be taken forward
Yes.
to the county level, to the returning officer at the county level,
Wow.
by the returning officer from the constituency level.
Now too.
Yes, because here it's three-tiered.
Yes.
You have polling stations at the very lowest level. They all come together in a constituency to give information
Yes.
to feed into Form 34B. And then at the other level, at the county level, all the constituencies in the county
Yes.
come together to feed all their information to Form 34C.
Aha. Okay.
So
okay, yeah.
that's the transition.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also very important to remember that by the time these forms are filled,
Yes.
they're usually sealed with the rest of the ballots into that ballot box, so that no one can tamper with it between as it's being transported to the.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's continue to dissect IBC's performance, and I really want to hear what you have to say. Of course, there've been people who've given them a thumbs up. We have individuals like the former U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, who's given his thoughts on IBC's performance, saying they do have a strong system, and there's confidence. Do you feel the same about IBC's performance?
I do. And that's why we did not hesitate to concede that we lost this election.
Yes.
Because we had issues with them before the election. And every time we raised those issues, they were addressed.
Okay.
Now, whoever has a grievance, we've seen them write to the commission, and the commission has responded. And oftentimes they have taken into account whatever recommendations
Yes.
that were given.
Okay.
You saw when we had an issue about the ballot papers in Dubai, and Third Way Alliance came forth with recommendations.
Yes.
All of those were taken into consideration. So I would say these elections have been free.
Yes.
They were fair.
Yeah.
We are just verifying right
Yeah.
now to tell people that they are credible.
Okay.
But given the
Yeah.
tests we did, they passed that credibility test.
Okay. We also saw Tuju on screen talking about how, for example, in Embakasi, a lot of IBC agents didn't show up to work because they were afraid for their lives. There was that fear, especially obviously after Chris Musando's situation, right? And then you have situations, even with the IBC, where ballot boxes have been tampered with. I don't know. Do you still feel there's more that IBC need to work on, or would you also give them a pass?
Well, to some extent, I understand that they've been stuck between a rock and a hard place. First of all, the commissioners have not been in office for that long.
Yeah.
Remember, we had the protests last year that culminated in a selection process. And then when we went through that, we went through the tendering issue.
Yes.
And there was a lot of cancellation of tenders between the courts and the Public Procurement Board.
Yes.
So they've really had a lot. They've really had to play catch up.
Yes.
With time.
Yeah.
And so all that considered, and also thinking about how elections is really a high stakes game in Kenya.
Yes.
It's
yes.
probably higher than it should be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where as you just pointed out, we lost one of the IBC officials.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very sad. But I mean, if you work next to a boiler,
Yeah.
I mean, no one forced you to work there, so you just need to deliver.
I know.
Yeah.
It is a tough job.
Yeah, and just to add, we saw the nominations.
Yes.
They were shambolic, they were chaotic. Now, that was done by the parties, the leading parties.
Yes.
Jubilee had its own share of chaos and stuff that's not good. NASA as well. You look at how the ODM nominations were handled. Yeah, they were quite chaotic. Now, it's wrong for us to expect that the elections would be a bit different because we did not import a new set of Kenyans for the elections. It's the same people who were causing trouble during the nominations that are involved right now. So in those few cases where we've seen people take the law into their own hands, it's a manifestation of what we Kenyans have degenerated into. And it's not a lot of us, it's just a few people who we allow to run amok, which is really unfortunate and should not be allowed to be. So let us not just blame our institutions, let us blame ourselves too, because when that person was destroying the material, someone was watching, the police were there, maybe they were helpless, but perhaps you are cheering them on.
Right.
So let's take responsibility.
Okay.
Let us be accountable. Let us know that we have just one nation and we cannot let a few people take advantage and spoil it for everyone else.
All right, I like that. Okay, we're going to take a short break and get back into studio and talk about more on elections and, of course, the events surrounding the elections. We do have human rights lawyer Demas Kiprono and Muthiora Kariara in studio with me. We'll be right back. Keep it Y254.
Your enemy.
Every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, this is the junction where entertainment meets education, the place of many wows, where talent is showcased for all to marvel at. We hammer in ideas of youth economic empowerment through technology, art, and entertainment. We also promote the idea of Studio Mashinani by delving into how this establishment has helped the youth in the society. We welcome the youth to tell the other side of their stories. Watch the E-Circuit every Saturday to enjoy great music, to know what's trending, to enjoy movie reviews and juicy gossip, all in one package. The E-Circuit, every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on Y254.
Two people couple up. Girl easy, no trouble up. Watch no face, man, double up.
Kama kawaida, this is
The Buzz.
tuko na vitu noma, interview after interview. After interview.
Ilichukua time kufika hapo, lakini ilikuwa wapi?
But Maisha just gave me that platform and just, pushed me outside and made my face visible.
You know, when you are born again and you're doing gospel music, it's not just about singing, it's not just about, wimbo kuhit or watu wamefurahia wimbo napatikana kujulikana. It's about winning souls.
Yeah, I mean the music video.
Yeah, Dusnyao.
Shout out to the cypher na hip hop culture.
And then watu wengi feel na wa intimidate actually because wako like Demas anakanza kupiga ngumi wazeta kuambia kitu wako like why yo I'm so chilled out bana. Kariara say hi.
Call me Vivian Dagwa.
And I'm Mike Gitai, and this right here
Is The Buzz.
Y254. Imagine.
Its power is ongoing, its majesty boundless, its worthiness endless, its willingness unbowed.
Unisaidie, niwe mwaminifu kwako. Wewe ndiwe kimbilio langu. Carry me along, carry me along, carry me along, carry me along. Give me more of you. Nisaidie. Take me deeper than my fingers.
Jehovah is the real
You know what? It is possible with God who gives you strength. Face all the terrible things thrown your way. With boldness and courage, take it to Christ.
Every single time naenga kurekodi inakuanga another story. Use kwa mimi ule mzee wa mastori. But the fact that God alinicall hivyo niko na tell stories zangu in form of a song to encourage mtu. Kama hiyo ni calling unajua hizi kataa.
DJ Nix.
And we really appreciate that you're tuning in. We thank you so much. Hey, Akileo, I won't lie to you. I've never felt much love like I have felt today.
Velda from Naivasha anasema, I'm blessed by the verse of the day. No one defines me but the Almighty.
Y254. Imagine.
Are you young with an appetite for deliberately selected youth programming? Do you want to participate in the vibrant Kenyan youthful culture? Y254 is the channel that provides entertainment, infotainment, and loads of youth culture. Sample our assorted and rich programming menu, which includes music, sports,
analysis, reviews, previews,
comedy,
lipstick ya green, top ya green. Mimi nikasema hapa tuwezi danganyana. Hii ni Afya Center.
fashion, talk shows, and many more. All this is happening on Y254 on the free-to-air SIGNET platform. Just imagine.
Peace. Why peace?
Zile structure tuko tumebuild after post-election violence, nataka this time tuzilinde. Zile risasi zilitumika, nataka ziende border zitulinde. Mimi kama kijana na preach peace.
Because as it is right now, Kenya is a third world country. And for us to develop and move forward, to become a developed country, we need to vote peacefully.
Africa is next. And without peace, Kenya will never be part of that Africa that is next. And personally, I want to invest in my country, and no feeling comes close to that of investing at home.
I want to see Concert City take place. I want to see Vision 2030 come to pass. And we can only achieve this by voting peacefully. Because Kenya is our country. Let's love each other, let's keep peace.
Fikiria uchale na kusaidiaga gas demo kwa kikam home. Fikiria mama ukatakatia mboga hapo mtaani.
Because God loves peace, and Kenyans, I believe we are wise. So let's be peaceful.
Think amani mazee.
Amani ni muhimu. Unajua, amani ikiwepo, nchi itanawiri, uchumi utastawi, kisha mimi na wewe tutafaidi.
Tomorrow, I want my heritage. It's all the people in my pride land that make my heritage.
I am tired of burying people. I'm tired of burying people I love. So, peace. No more RIPs. Let's just love each other. Let's just relax. One country, guys. One love.
I want you tomorrow. Keep the peace.
For over 40 tribes in our country, our diversity, our pride, our heritage. Let's keep peace.
Peace is a gift from God. It is also our gift to others. A peaceful country, a better future. Overcome indifference, choose peace.
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 Amani. Chagua amani.
I rest my case.
We at Y254 imagine a land of winds, development, and beauty.
Where there's harmony, there's peace. Where there's peace, there's prosperity.
Choose peace. Why peace?
Y254. Imagine.
And we're back. This is Y in the Morning on Y254 with me, Shiko Kaitani. We are discussing the events surrounding the elections. There's a lot that's been happening over the past 24 hours, and we're here to debate about it and also get your views. Now, in studio with me is still Demas Kiprono, who is a human rights lawyer, extremely passionate about politics, and of course, Muthiora Kariara, who is the running mate to Japheth Kavianga, the only running mate to turn up at the running mates debate organized by Debate Kenya. And even as we wrap up, gentlemen, let's touch on can we say the winners of the day, and for those who have been conceding defeat. Kabogo has conceded defeat, urging Baba Yao to continue with the good work with his government. Of course, that's in Kiambu County. The same is true with Japheth Kavinga, who was running for the top position, presidential candidate, who also conceded defeat yesterday. And of course, his running mate is here to tell us how that went. How was that feeling?
Well, there was disappointment, obviously, when Kenyans decided that it was not going to be us this time. But then we accepted that with humility, because we sought to serve, and they thought, maybe not in this capacity. We feel someone else is better placed to lead Kenya than you are. So yes, we took that with humility, and we thank everyone who voted for us, because thousands of Kenyans voted for us. They resonated with our message. They believe in challenging status quo. And so we are thankful, and we are telling them we're still ready to serve, and any opportunity that will present itself, we are committed and true to the Kenyan people.
Okay. I know one of the questions that came up to Japheth as he was speaking to the press is, why so soon to speak up? You couldn't just wait until the official results have been announced, then now you can speak up, because it kind of felt like, okay, fine.
Something that most people do not know is that Dr. Japheth Kavinga Kaluyu has a degree in statistics. Muthiora Eliud Kariara holds a BSc mathematics. We are the numbers people.
You're all about numbers. Okay.
So there's no way we will get it wrong. We looked at the statistics, and it was going only in one direction. That it's not us. We looked at the process, and like I said, we know, because we have confirmed that it was free, it was fair. The bit that's in contention is about the credibility, and we used whatever evidence we had to tell that it's credible. So there's no need waiting and wasting Kenyans' time. Let us move on to the next thing, which is continue with developing Kenya.
Okay, so I don't know if you also managed to catch Dr. Mutua's, can I say, message of victory yesterday. He also had a press conference, and he said, to be honest, I want to let every Kenyan know that me taking this seat in Machakos, I did not pay a single person to vote for me. How does that make you feel, even about the 11,000? I think you were 11,000. What was the figure for Japheth?
Okay.
Thereabout.
Yes, thereabout.
Okay.
But it's still going on.
Yes. So how do you feel about that? Because now, does that show you there are people who truly believed in your message? You didn't have to go out of your way to convince those people.
We do. And it reassures us that there's still hope for Kenya. There are lots of people who mean well and are ready to do the right thing. We just need for leaders to step up and be ready to account and lead this nation in the path that we should have gone into a long time ago.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yes, I one thing I would want to fault Muthiora for is
Yes.
he came too early to celebrate his victory.
Yes.
Now this election was not about the candidate.
Yes.
It was not about Jubilee or NASA or Independence or these other parties. It was about the common, ordinary Kenyan. So the victory is to them that they have the right leaders who will move us forward. So if your party won, that's good. If you won, that's okay.
Yes.
But then there are other people
Yeah.
for whom you decided who the leader is going to be.
Right.
So let's accept that with humility,
Yeah.
come together and work as one.
Okay. All right, let's head over to the gubernatorial front. That one is a bit of a mouthful for me sometimes. We've got individuals like Joyce Laboso, Anne Waiguru, and Charity Ngilu actually in the lead for the top jobs on the county level. Demas, let me ask you a question. Do you feel that women are really ready to take on politics now, and Kenyans are finally showing more confidence in women taking these top positions?
Well, Kenyan women have always been exceptional politically. Although for a woman to actually rise up and clinch a seat, they have to go through greater scrutiny, challenges such as violence and things like that. But we are seeing something very positive, something that reflects actually what our constitution stands for, that we should have more inclusivity and more gender parity. To have 3 governors of 3 very big counties is something that we should celebrate a lot. Apart from that, we now have 22, and maybe the number is going to rise, of female MPs who are not women reps. You understand? So they were going against men and they won. So yeah, this is very positive, and perhaps in future we might not even need the 2/3 gender rule anymore.
Okay, and now let's look at an example for the women's rep position. We have seen people speak, and now Esther Passaris is in the lead, pushing out Shebesh.
Yes.
What does that tell you about how people aren't necessarily looking for the parties, but are looking at the individual? Because she's part of ODM.
Yes.
And Shebesh was a Jubilee candidate. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that Kenyans are interrogating candidates, not based on their tribe alone or based on their regional, where they come from. They are looking at what the candidate has to offer. For instance, you see, we had one of the principals in the NASA brigade. He was flawed by a woman. Lorna Laboso. They did not look at where he's married or how many children he has. They looked at, has she delivered before? And they said, yes, she has. What's her promise for us? I think this is the right person. And they voted for her. You look at the women who have made it as governor. I would say they have done a good job before. And so it was a reward to them. In the case of Shebesh, Nairobi, we have a Jubilee governor. We have a senator from Jubilee. But then for people to cross over to the other side and say the right person for this position is Passaris, that says that the narrative about tribalism, about personality-based politics, that's coming to an end.
It is, yes.
It is, and he's just mentioned that we have 22 women and counting coming to the National Assembly. Kenya is coming of age. Let us not go back. Let's just keep peace. Allow institutions to do their work. And we are on to great things.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to wrap up in just a few, but I also do want to get your final remarks, especially on independent candidates that people didn't really think were actually going to sail through. For example, in Thika Town, parliamentary seat was scooped by Patrick Wainaina, an independent candidate. And believe it or not, he actually lost the Jubilee Party ticket to Alice Nganga. when it came to the party primaries. And then he decides to run as an independent candidate and then actually wins. And
Exactly.
Then now we have a 23-year-old independent candidate in Igembe South taking up the position of MP, because he's in the lead. And he is he's a student at Mount Kenya University, believe it or not. Wow. This is a youthful platform. This is a youth station. What is your message to young people watching and seeing how that we have young people in the lead?
I'll say it's been pushed out there that the youth's time is tomorrow. I tell them it's today.
Yes.
Our constitution allows us to take charge, and avenues have been presented to us all.
Right.
Do not wait to shout. Do not wait to throw a stone. Do not wait to commit violence on a fellow citizen.
Yes.
Come forth. Kenya says they are ready to embrace you if you have something to offer. So do not sit back. Let's take charge of our destiny.
Yes.
Young people out there, you have so much to offer.
Yes.
And Kenya is ready for you.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Thank you. All right, Demas, and even probably a few tips for those thinking that they want to take a shot in politics.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the results that are continuing to stream in right now, you'd find that in Nandi County, a 32-year-old is becoming the governor.
Wow.
A 30-year-old is becoming the senator. If you look at the MPs there, they're mostly in their 30s. It is, I mean, for the youth, it's just upon you to seize the opportunity.
Right.
If what is streaming in on is anything to go by, is that maybe some Kenyans lost touch with some parties because they really did not have the face of the youth.
Right.
That is something that we are not really considering.
Yes.
Especially if you consider that the youth now make up like a very large majority in this country, and the issues that would have resonated with the people perhaps in the early 2000s, late 90s, are not the issues that resonate right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming through. We are out of time, but we still want to thank Demas Kiprono, who is a human rights lawyer, extremely passionate about politics, for coming through and helping us dissect the events of the day, and Muthiora Kariara, running mate to Japheth Kavinga, in studio with us. I know Japheth said that he was already planning, pimaing the drips at State House.
Yes.
He started taking measurements of the drips in State House. Yeah, Lijua, he couldn't see it in the house.
It was happening.
It was happening?
Until it was not happening. But then what Kenyans said is, not this time.
Yes.
That's all they say.
That's all they say. It doesn't mean that next time you cannot.
Yes, so the measurements will still work. So make no mistake,
well,
we are still in this space.
I'm telling you, you did show good sportsmanship, so thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Demas. All right, be sure to keep it Y in the morning. We do have more for you.